He was always the loud one in the group, the boy with a spark in his eyes and a head full of dreams. His name was Arav. Every time he came up with an idea, he told the world. "I'm going to build a business," he'd say. "I'll top the exams this year," he'd declare. Friends clapped. Family smiled. Some even looked at him with awe. At first, it felt right. The attention, the validation. People admired his ambition, and that pushed him to speak more. Every new goal became a speech. Every late-night thought became a conversation. His voice carried confidence. But deep inside, something was off. Because for all the things he said, very little ever happened. Months passed. Arav had announced 5 projects, started 3, finished none. He still spoke big, still received pats on the back. But inside, the weight of not following through began to grow. Every time he saw someone quietly succeed, it stung a little. They didn't speak much. They just did the work. Arav would lie awake at night, asking himself, "Why does it feel like I'm moving, but nothing's changing?" One evening, after another long day of talking about a goal he hadn't even started, Arav sat alone in a quiet park. The breeze was calm, but his mind wasn't. He replayed conversations in his head, promises he made to friends, bold claims that led nowhere. Just across the path sat an old man silently feeding birds. Arav had seen him before, a quiet figure, always observing, never speaking much. That evening something drew him in. He walked over and sat beside him. "You're always so quiet," Arav said, half laughing. "Don't you have anything to say?" The old man smiled without turning. "I used to talk a lot, like you." Arav chuckled. "Really?" The man nodded. "Yes, until I learned that when you talk too much about what you're going to do, your mind thinks you've already done it. And then you stop." Arav blinked. The words hit deeper than he expected. The old man continued. "Words give a temporary high. Action gives real change. Most people chase the high." Arav looked down, silent for the first time in a while. Arav wanted to respond, to defend himself, but for once he had no words. The truth was too close. He had become addicted to the praise, the nods, the applause. It made him feel like he was doing something, even when he wasn't. "Then should I stop talking about my goals completely?" he asked quietly. The old man looked at him for the first time and said, "Don't stop dreaming. Don't stop planning. But keep it between you and your work. Let your progress be louder than your voice." Arav nodded slowly. He didn't fully understand it yet, but something inside him had shifted. That night he went home and opened a notebook. Instead of posting about his new goal, he wrote it down. Instead of telling his friends, he made a schedule. No announcement, no noise, just focus. The first few days felt strange. No one was watching. No one was clapping. But something felt different. He was lighter, sharper, more in control. By the end of the first week, he had made more progress than he had in the past 2 months. Weeks turned into months. Arav's routine became sacred. Wake up early, do the work, reflect, repeat. He still hung out with friends, still laughed, but he no longer spoke about what he was building. And while others kept announcing their plans, Arav kept building in silence. His room was filled with notes, charts, sketches, pieces of progress no one knew about. The validation he once craved had been replaced with quiet confidence. Then, one day, during a group conversation, someone asked, "Arav, haven't heard any of your big ideas lately. What are you up to these days?" Arav smiled. "Just working. You'll see soon." They laughed, thinking he was joking. But he wasn't. Behind the scenes, his project was nearly complete. The same boy who once chased attention was now chasing results, and the closer he got to finishing, the less he needed others to see it. It wasn't about proving anything anymore. It was about honoring the promise he made to himself. Then came the launch day. Arav didn't post a countdown. He didn't share sneak peeks. He simply released it, a full project, functional, thoughtful, and entirely built by him. No noise, just results. The same friends who once rolled their eyes when he made bold claims now stared in disbelief. "Wait, you actually built this?" one asked. "When did you even work on it?" Arav smiled. "Every day, just not out loud." Word spread fast. People admired not just what he made, but how he made it, silently, patiently, without needing applause. For the first time, Arav felt a different kind of pride. One that came from discipline, not attention. Even his family, who used to nod politely when he rambled on about dreams, looked at him with new eyes. He hadn't just changed what he did. He'd changed who he was. Later that evening, he walked back to the park. The old man was there again, feeding the birds like before. Arav sat beside him, this time in silence. After a while, the old man glanced at him. "So?" he asked. "Did you find your answer?" Arav nodded. "You were right. Silence doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing the right thing, without needing the world to notice." The old man smiled gently. Most people speak because they want to feel progress. Few realize real progress feels best when you don't speak at all. Arav watched the birds fly off. No announcement, no noise, just motion, just direction. From that day on, Arav continued to build, learn, and grow, quietly. He didn't stop dreaming. He just stopped announcing. And in that silence, he discovered momentum, clarity, and peace. He became successful, not because the world clapped, but because he didn't need them to. And if you ever wonder whether silence is weakness, remember this: sometimes the loudest success comes from the quietest effort. If this story touched you, like it, share it with someone who needs it, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more.